Welcome to the Great Basin Prescribed Fire and Smoke Transport Briefing for Wednesday, March 29th. Over the last 7 to 14 days, storms continue to track across the Great Basin, bringing well above normal precipitation to the eastern half of the region and also over southern areas of the Great Basin. The only areas that have seen below normal precipitation over the last 1 to 2 weeks has been parts of western Nevada and also parts of central Idaho. New snowfall over the last 72 hours has occurred mainly in the Sierra, with amounts over 1 to 2 feet. There's also been new snowfall amounts over parts of the northern half of the Great Basin, with more to come today. The snow depth is indicated on the right, and the snowpack is still well above normal, and even now above normal over parts of southern Idaho into Wyoming. However, the highest amounts continue to remain across Nevada and Utah, where snowpack is still above 200 or 250% of normal. The satellite loop from this morning shows a strong area of low pressure moving into the northern California coast. This is providing plenty of wind across the Great Basin again today, with snow moving across mainly central and eastern areas of the Great Basin. So again today we will see that precipitation mainly over the northern half of the area, with windy conditions over mainly central and eastern areas. Fire potential will continue to remain low over the next several weeks. Transport winds show the strongest winds over southern and eastern Nevada into much of Utah and the Arizona Strip, with also some gusty winds over eastern Idaho and Wyoming, and decreased winds today over the northern and western half of Nevada into western Idaho. Mixing heights will remain moderate to high. Relative humidity will drop below about 20% over parts of southern Utah, but certainly no concerns with fire potential. Dispersion will remain good over the southern half of the Great Basin with the stronger winds today. As we move into Thursday, the storm system continues to track eastward across the Great Basin, with showery conditions really possible across all areas of the Great Basin, again with continued low fire potential. Winds will be strongest on Thursday over the eastern half of the Great Basin, mainly over Arizona into southern Utah, but also pick up over parts of northeast Nevada into Idaho as well. Mixing heights remain high across the Great Basin. Relative humidity will drop across southern areas, or still remain between about 30 and 35% across parts of Nevada and Utah, but again, still no concerns. Dispersion will remain good region-wide as the system moves across. As we move into Friday, this system moves well to the east. We have another area of low pressure moving into the northwest, so we will see moisture at times move across northern areas of the Great Basin with scattered snow showers. Winds will remain elevated as this next system moves in, mainly across the northern half of the Great Basin, but also into parts of the Sierra and into the central Utah mountains. Mixing heights remain moderate to high, and relative humidity does drop again over southern areas to below 20%. Again, no real concerns with fire potential, but winds will remain breezy with good dispersion. Looking at the temperatures, we will see a warm-up going into this week, with peak temperatures likely on Saturday. Temperatures in the valleys will see highs in the 40s over the next couple of days, and we will reach the low to mid 50s by this weekend. However, we will see another cool down going into the early part of next week, with the next area of low pressure affecting the region. The 3-day total amount of precipitation shows at least some light showers almost region-wide. Some of the heavier precipitation will be located across parts of Idaho, into the higher terrain of Utah, and over the eastern half of Nevada. As we go into the weekend, this next system moves eastward across the northern half of the Great Basin, so unsettled weather in the north with, again, gusty winds keeping dispersion high. And we will see those gusty winds continue through the weekend on Sunday across many areas of the Great Basin, and this system in the north will start dropping south, so we will see some snow showers, again, continue in the far north, but the bulk of the precipitation will occur on Monday, with really almost all areas seeing the potential for another round of at least some lighter precipitation. The only exceptions might be the far south, which may be a little bit too far south for some of this precipitation to reach. As we move into Tuesday, this system tracks eastward, pushing into the Rockies, but we do have additional moisture spilling over the top of the ridge, so we might see some cloud cover on Tuesday going into the western side of the basin. The precipitation for days 4 and 5, taking us from early Saturday to early Monday, show those systems tracking over the northern area with additional snowfall. And then looking at days 6 and 7, from Monday through Wednesday, that precipitation tracks further south and east, so really only the far southern areas of the Great Basin might be left out of some of this precipitation, but really all areas will see the cooler temperatures, windy conditions, and at least some showers, with some areas seeing new accumulating snowfall. And the 7-day total precipitation again shows really all areas at least seeing some light precipitation, maybe the only exception being far southern Nevada. The 8 to 14-day outlook, taking us from April 5th through the 11th, still shows colder temperatures with below normal temperatures across all of the west, and still above normal precipitation, at least over the southern half of the Great Basin. That concludes our webcast for today. Check back on Monday for the latest updates.